Morning. Welcome to Florida, where yes, it gets a little chilly in the winter. There's a calico scallop. And look at here. Picture this one just washed in. Look at that teeny tiny little sand dollar. Well, here's another little one. Right here in the little pool. I just walked past one because I saw these. Alright, let me turn and grab it. Well, after we grab the sunray, little sunray Venus, where'd that other one go? Okay, move over here. There we go. Well, someone just walked by. I just grabbed those. There's a little sunray. And look at here. There's one. And here's another one. Pretty good morning so far. Love it when it's cold. Alright, there's one over there. And look at here. Did you see it? You study that one? And then one right next to it. Let's grab this one. Oh, that one doesn't have much of a pattern. But here are a couple. Let's keep walking. Alright, let's look here. Because there's one. There's one. And there's one. And let me turn. Sorry if that was a little fast. There's one. Alright, look at here. There's an egg cockle. And let me back up. Look at here. Right in the middle. Right on top. Little sand dollar. Looking in here. See some coquinas. Looking for the keyhole, and I see one right over here. Look at this one hiding. Kind of in the shadow. There's a sand dollar. I had to move down a bit because I saw this one. Oh, look at right to our left. Look at that. Broken olive. Here's one. Turn. There's another one. Remember, always looking for the keyhole. I think this is a good scallop. It's about the right size. Oh, there's sand dollar. One here. Look over here. Oh, there's another one. Oh, and then I stood up. I almost missed this one. Look at this beautiful sunray. Right next to that sand dollar. And here's another one. That one's a little bigger. Look at this pretty scallop. Calico scallop. And a little sunray. I know when it gets cold in Florida, a lot of locals won't go out, but I'm telling you, when there's no one out on the beach, it's in the 30s or even 20s, man, put on some warm clothes and head on out. You might just have some really good shelling. Remember, always looking for the keyhole. And I'm betting, look at that, that was a whole one. Let's check out this scallop. Nice, look at this one. That's a really nice one. A little bit larger than some of the ones we found so far. Let's look here. I already see one. You can see it hiding. See it? Look at here. Everyone passes this one up. And why? Because it's higher up. Out of the normal sight line. See, everyone's walking here. Maybe we should look a little higher. I saw the spot higher up and I thought, pays to check it out because you never know. Maybe we'll find something a little heavier. Let's try this one up ahead. So far, everything I've seen is just grass. You know, I look up ahead and I'm thinking, all right, there's a little pocket, but nothing in it. So let's go back down by the water. See a yellow coquina. Stand up and pan out. I don't see any keyholes. Let's check out the slipper snail. I think maybe we can use that one. Keyhole right here. I grab this last one, and then I see one more spot I want to check. So a scallop. Look at that. Broken bonnet. And back up. Here's an egg cockle. Broken sunray. Look at this one. That one just washed in. There's another one. Oops. Now look at here. You see that? Right there. I was kind of looking up ahead, and I turned. I was like, what is that next to my booty print? Let's walk right past them. I see a little tidal pool there. Figured I'd peek there first before we start walking along here. There's one. Oh, here we go. Just a couple more feet. Smaller one. So as I mentioned, it does get cold in Florida. It can get into the 20s and have a real feel in the teens. That's pretty cold for shelling. So if you're heading to the beach, put on a couple layers, some water boots, and a warm jacket, and you'll be ready for the day. Here's one. So when I walk up upon a spot like this where it's a little wet, I'll check farther out and follow that down the beach. Like this spot, it goes farther out. You can follow it back towards the sand dune. And let me keep going, because let me turn right here. Here's a sand dollar. Nice, look at this one. And a egg cockle. I think this one just washed in. Well, here's one out in the water. And turn a little bit. Here's another one. Here's a nice chunky spot. We have an egg cockle. And if I walk over here, I don't know, there might be something in the water. Oh, here we go. Here's a fresh sand dollar. Let's go see it. Let's take a peek. Yeah, there could be something in there. Here's another good line. And I see at least one keyhole. But here's a chunky spot. Let's see what we can find. There's one. There's two. And here's a third one. Oh, and look at, kind of hiding right here. Paired sunray. Here's another paired sunray. And while you're admiring that one, look at this. There's another one. nice. And another one. Let me turn. There's another one. Oh, look at here. Another one. Oh, look at the color on that one. That's a beautiful sunray. And for that matter, all of them that we picked up are. And I think this might be the last one. All right, so you see this wash area? It comes around right here. And look at over here. I saw that one. There are two of them here. That was close. Nice little spot. So I was walking along, saw this pattern here, and look it right to the left. No matter where you're shelling, even though you've had people walking through an area, come back through and see what's washed in and see what's been missed. Remember, we tried higher up earlier and we didn't find anything, and there's one. Look at that, like right out in the open. Okay, I'll admit I missed that one. Well, I almost missed this one. There's one right by my toe. So when you have a chunky spot in the water and then you have some chunky spots higher up, like I said, double check it. There will be things you missed and also fresh items. Look at this, fresh ones like this one. Just washed in. Look at this teeny one that just washed in. Here's one over here in the tidal pool. Don't try to grab that. That's not a sand dollar. Boy, it has been a couple minutes. There's one. I've been walking along and nothing. Until we found that one. And here's another one. Just a couple feet apart. Well, here we go. Here's one. So I got that one. And here's a fresh one. And I've been thinking, no olives? Look at here. There's the first one. There's a sand dollar. And right over here. There's another one. Well, let me pause here. Do you see it? Kind of in the open and kind of hiding. Here's a pretty scallop. Remember, I offered this tip earlier. When you find a wash spot, look for sand dollars and seashells. Here's another little wash area. Oh, nice. Look at that one. That might be our best one today. Oh, here's one out here. Just one more. Always looking for just one more. Well, that's definitely not just one more. That's our first nice cockle shell. So if you're like me and you love shelling and you haven't already subscribed, you can click right over here on the Genonia to subscribe. And if you're warm enough to keep shelling, there's YouTube's choice for your next video. Thank you for coming along, and I'll see you back out on the beach.